Good afternoon, students. I welcome you all to the online session. Have you all had your breakfast? Yes. Lunch? Yes. Okay, now you are all with full energy to listen to the class. Yes. From where does energy comes from? From where does energy come from? How do we get energy? Yes, good. By eating food. What is your first lesson? Food. Where does it come from? Yes. Food. Where does it come from? What are all the topics we have seen in that lesson about food? The importance of food. Yes. And then plant sources and animal sources of food. I have given you an activity, right? Still, few had not posted the pictures. So, tomorrow is the last day. Those who fails, then let me see. Okay? Without fail, within tomorrow, everyone must complete it and send a photo of it. So, we have seen the second lesson, components of food. Yes, yesterday our classes were colorful, right? Yes, because we have seen some chemistry lab equipments. Now shall we recall it? Say yes or no? Yes, now we are going to recall that. So tell me what is this? Tell me what is this? Yesterday I have shown you, right? Now tell me what is this? This is called as China dish. Okay, good. China dish. And then what is this? Yes. Beaker? No. Good. Test tube. This is test tube. And then what is this? Beaker. Right? We have seen beaker, test tube. Okay, fine. And then what are the two solutions which we have seen yesterday? Two solutions. Yes. One is sodium hydroxide. Yes, it is colorless liquid. Sodium hydroxide, or we can tell it as caustic soda. For what caustic soda is used? I said you yesterday, right? It is used for cooking. No, it looks like but that salt only, cooking salt only, but it is used for cleaning the toilets, preparation of soaps and detergent. This sodium hydroxide, that is NaOH or caustic soda, it is used in the preparation of soap and detergents. And then one more thing, what is this? Blue copper sulfate. For what these two solutions we used yesterday? For testing the protein content. Yes or no? Okay, fine. Then we have seen about fat. Okay, now we will move into the today's session. Okay, so content. What are the content which we are going to see today? Yesterday we have seen about the introduction, nutrients and test for nutrients. Today we will be seeing what do various nutrients do for our body. What is the need of taking different types of nutrients? Why, if you are eating rice, we can eat only rice, no? Why there is a need to eat chapati, dosa, idli, biryani, buri, etc. Why? Because various food substances contains various components in it, and these components has different types of nutrients. So eating one type of food is not enough to fulfill our energy requirement. So there is a need of different type of food and then different types of nutrients. Okay, now we will see what do various nutrients do for our body. Then in the next class we will be seeing balanced diet, deficiency diseases, and then recap of the whole lesson. Okay, shall we go? Yeah. So first we will have an introduction. As I already said you, we eat different types of food every day. We eat different types of food every day. So, these food consist of different types of components in it. These foods consist of different types of components in it, and these different types of components has different nutrients. So the different types of component present in the food is called as nutrients. Clear? So the foods containing fat are called as energy giving food. The foods containing fat and carbohydrates also. So the foods containing fats and carbohydrate are called as energy giving foods. Okay. Then components of food. That is, what are the components, means what are the major elements which are present in the food. The major components, so we have a pyramid like structure here, right? Here the large ones and the smaller one. So we need to take the large number of carbohydrates, and the second category vitamins and minerals, and then proteins, and the final preference goes to the fat. But these all are important. But the importance is, what do we take more? We take rice, right? Rice contains, what is the component present in the rice? Yes, good. It contains carbohydrate. So these are all the components which are present in the food. They are carbohydrates, vitamins and minerals, proteins, and then fat. Okay. So first we will see about carbohydrates. Carbohydrates. So in the name itself we can see that these carbohydrates consist of carbon, hydrogen, and then oxygen. Okay. So carbohydrates consist of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. So from where does these carbohydrates we get? We get carbohydrates from the plants. Just try to have a note of it. Keep a note. Try to take hints while teaching. Okay. So carbohydrates, it is present in the green plants. How does the green plants prepare their food? It prepare it by themselves. So it is a autotrophic. Autotrophic is nothing but preparation of food by its own. And then hetero means it depends on others. Yes, I said you right. Autotrophic and then heterotrophic. Animals are dependent on heterotrophic, and then plants autotrophic. So what is the process of preparing food in plants? The process of preparing food in plants is called as photosynthesis. During the process of photosynthesis, the plants prepare their own food in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. So carbon dioxide and water combines to give carbohydrates. Combines to give carbohydrates with elimination of oxygen. So during our respiration, what do? Humans take in oxygen and give out carbon dioxide. But plants take in carbon dioxide and gives out oxygen. So carbohydrates consist of three elements in it. They are carbon, hydrogen, and then oxygen. Okay. So carbohydrates can also be simply called as glucose. Carbohydrates also called as glucose. So look at here. Carbo means carbon. Hydrates means water. Water consists of both hydrogen and oxygen. What is the symbol of water? H2O. That is, water has 2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen. So the elements present in carbohydrates is carbon, hydrogen, and then oxygen. Okay. Most carbs, that carbs means carbohydrates, do not dissolve in water. They do not dissolve in water, so they are called as hydrophilic. The substance which do not dissolve in water are called as hydrophilic, and they are important because all organisms use them for energy, including plants, humans, and animals. So they are important, and then some organisms use them as part of their bodies. Shall we go to the next? Yes. So these are the sources of carbohydrates. These are the sources of carbohydrates. They are potato, banana, rice, tomato, corn, and these peas, nuts, etc. So these are the sources of, and then bread. These are the sources of carbohydrates. Okay, next one. So what is the use of carbohydrate? Why do we take carbohydrate? So as I said you already, carbohydrate is prepared by plant by the process of photosynthesis. Okay, so carbohydrate is important for providing energy, to provide energy to the organisms and then store energy. It helps in storing of energy in plants and also in humans and animals. In plants it is stored as starch. In plants, carbohydrate is stored in the form of starch and glycogen. In humans and animals it is stored in the form of glycogen. Okay, then supply carbon for synthesis of other compounds. That is, plants prepare carbohydrate in the presence of sunlight. But plants also need some other nutritions like nitrogen, ammonium, calcium, etc. So they synthesize these components with the help of carbohydrate. Okay, they use this carbohydrate to prepare other energy for them. Okay, it forms structural components in cells and tissue. It is an important part in cells. The cells are combined to form tissues and the tissues are combined to form organs. Okay, next. So next one is the protein. The first major element we have seen about carbohydrates, its definition, its sources and its uses. Now the next one is the protein. Protein meaning is foremost. That is first. Proteins are complex. Complex means they are combined large one. Okay, complex means conjugated. Okay, so organic compounds always containing carbon, hydrogen, oxygen and nitrogen. And in some cases it may have sulfur in. Carbohydrate as carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. But protein has carbon, hydrogen, oxygen and plus nitrogen. Okay. Next. These are the sources of protein. So it represents the sources of plant type of protein. We get proteins from these types of plants and proteins from these types of animal sources. So the plant sources are peanut, pumpkin, oats, cashews, peas, wheat breads, etc. Okay, but animal sources of protein are milk, egg, fish. As I already said you, fish contains rich amount of protein and omega-3 and then flesh. Now we will see the uses of protein. Protein helps in building the body nutrient. It helps in preparing the repaired tissues. If someone got injured, so the cells in that places get damaged. So to repair that cells and the tissue, they need protein. Okay, and then gives energy, hormones, enzymes and antibodies. These are some other elements which are present in our blood and body. Antibodies, they are used to fight against the diseases. And then Americans get too much of protein. They eat too much of protein food materials and excess of protein is stored as fat. Excess of protein is stored as fat. And 1 gram of protein is equal to 4 calories. 1 gram of protein is equal to 4 calories. I am going to give you a small work. Find the meaning for gram and then calories. Clear? 2 questions. Note it down. Find the meaning of gram and then calories. I want these answers in the next class. Okay? Now we will continue the remaining thing in the next slot. Okay? Thank you.